Hi everybody, welcome to Mother Phoenix Rising. Today we're going to be talking about intuition, and I think some of us shy away from intuition, some of us really embrace it,
Yes.
and there's other people that are really scared of it. So we're going to cover all those bases so that you get a better feel about intuition and how it affects you. Let's get talking about intuition, Sharon.
Okay, well, intuition is interesting because I feel like I've always embraced my intuition. And then I have people that say, I don't have any intuition. And I'm thinking, you don't recognize it, because I think there are some people out there that just go, I don't have it. I go, what does your gut tell you? Do you just have that feeling deep inside of you? That's your intuition, or it is to me. I can feel it. I know it's right. I just, when I have it, I have it.
And I've got an amazing intuition. I never did, but my mom's intuition was, right on. And it used to bother me because she knew everything, and that's what I felt.
Yeah, you've got you're very intuitive.
I think now that I've learned how to increase the ability and actually pay attention, that really brought it to the table. And
and have the faith in yourself.
Yeah.
When you feel something and you think that's not right, you now at our age you say, hey, I'm not in on this. That's just not speaking to me, or it's, I just am not feeling comfortable with that. And you find a way to step back out of it, out of doing things, and or other people that come in and let's make.
With my sister, and I didn't mean to interrupt.
Oh, no,
With my sister, there's times I've asked her, she says, would you kind of give me your feel about this? And I'm asking her, well, you've got phenomenal intuition. Why aren't you using it? And I says, are you afraid of it? And she said, yeah. Sometimes it scares me that I get such a clear answer that because it's so clear, I question it.
Mm-hmm.
And then I don't trust it. And that's really not trusting yourself. And that's what you had brought up, blind faith.
Blind faith, yeah. And that's what I was going to say. Maybe it's that intuition comes from God or an inner voice. But I've always been able to walk by faith. And since I was a kid and I heard it in church, walk by faith, not sight. And I just always thought that's so beautiful. But how can people not have faith? And how can they not listen to what they know is right and
don't you think,
faith?
Sharon, that we've been programmed that unless we see it, it can't be right?
Right, or it can't be. That's not real. Prove it to me.
That's exactly.
How many times have you said, prove it to me? I want to see it.
I have to see it or I won't believe it. And women more than men. Not that it is true. It's just women spend more time paying attention to those little bitty things that come right through them and gives them the answer. And probably because we have children.
Yeah, that's true.
Because to that.
Yeah, because when your kid feels sick, they look sick, you know it. If something's wrong, if they're not telling the truth, I knew in my gut the minute it came out of their mouth. A few of them were a little better than others, but most of the time, I think we women do have a little better intuition.
But why do you think some of us, and there are quite a few. Well, embrace it, and then why are they afraid of it? What scares you?
I think sometimes is saying how I feel out loud, because people will go, oh, really? You're just so dramatic, or you just are always such a fraidy cat. If I'll say, I don't have a good feel about going,
there
in the middle of the night, in the middle of a rainstorm, to, someplace in a not a good spot, and they'll say, you're such a chicken. And I go, no, I just have a gut feeling that it's just not the right place to be tonight, So, so I usually have learned to come up with quick, let's do this instead. Oh, okay, well, that's a good idea. Okay, why not? If it's gonna make you feel better. Yeah, it makes me feel better, So,
one of the highest intuition I ever had was when I was going to have my son. I was pregnant, figuring out I was going to have a great, birth, because it was not a problem at all. And my dad came over to that the night before I had my son, And he went swimming in the pool and stuff, and I just had this really, not even sick, this really strong pull at me, and it was really uncomfortable.
About your dad?
I didn't know. I didn't know. Something was pulling at me, and it just was really, like, I knew something was going to happen, but I tried not to go there because I kept thinking, you know what, I'm okay, everything's fine. And so that night, after he left, I had to go to the hospital. And then we had to have an emergency surgery the next morning because there was complications with my pregnancy, which wasn't even
known. You didn't know anything about it.
There was no way we would have known. And so I had my son at 6, and at 10:30 my dad passed away. So I thought when I woke up, everybody's staring at me and the doctor's there, and I'm thinking, oh my God, something happened to my little baby, because I knew it was a boy. They kept telling me it was a girl. So I was sure that that's probably because I could feel that real emotional strength, you know, of what this emotion was telling me, but I didn't know what it was. Well, come to find out, after my father died, then I knew, okay, now I get it. I put it all together once I started paying attention to all the signs of what it was telling me. I totally knew, but I didn't want to know, I think, is what part of it is sometimes, and it doesn't mean that we all are intuitive about death or birth or anything like that. It's everything in life. I mean, sometimes I know, and these are the simple things, when you want a parking place and you just know you're going to get to sit.
I pull in, and my mom and I used to do that. And we'd go, okay,
here
we go, we need a spot, and it would be right there in the front.
Right. So
you know what else I used to could sense is when my children brought new friends home. And from school, or the first time I'd ever met him. And it was in that first meeting that I could tell what kind of child they were going to grow up to be. Are they going to be trouble? Were they just going to be mischievous but fun and a good friend? Or were they going to be...
Was it that little dark part about them?
Right. And I wouldn't always say to my kids, oh, she can't be your friend, that she's not going to be good for you. But I would just find ways to redirect, or, but and with my first couple kids, I'd go, no, I shouldn't feel that way. I shouldn't judge someone like that. And I wasn't judging them. It was just a gut feeling that I had. And boy, when high school hit, I had them all pegged so well. And I was just like, wow, that's really a gift. And it did. Maybe it saved some of them from being in situations that I didn't want them in, ever to have to deal with. And
well, I think our intuition is a gift, and we're not willing to use it, and we get afraid of it because we think if we can't see it, then it must not be there. And I think our intuition should be used as a gift and not as something that you just kind of put aside. And I know quite a few people, and I'm guilty of that too. When my mom was extremely intuitive, and I used to think, how does she do this? And then my son used to say, how did you know all these things? Well, you practice, you pay attention, you let it all come into you. And I know that it sounds strange, but we all have it.
Oh yeah, they say mother's intuition. You just know when some things are happening with your kid, and unless you're so focused on something else in your life and don't pay attention
to them. Paying attention.
But
do you think your intuition's better now?
Oh yeah, because I know it's a gift. I recognize that it's a gift, and I pray for it. God, give me the strength to see if something's not right in this situation, or I mean, today driving down the street, I'm on this certain little journey here, and I'm like, God, if I'm not seeing this right, please let me know. Give me a sign, give me a gut feeling, something, because we just need to know sometime, and I do walk by faith, and
your intuition is always going to tell you. And sometimes when we don't feel good about going somewhere or doing something, and we do it anyway, we always know that our intuition was right. We thought, gosh, we shouldn't have come I'm going to leave, or you stay there and the night does not become a good night.
Yeah.
And it's just part of our learning curve. But when we've got the ability to use that gift, strengthen that gift.
Right.
Utilize that gift. Add to that gift. And know that it is a gift. It's a phenomenal gift for everybody. You can't look at it from a perspective that, oh, she's really good at it, but I could never do that. And that's not true. Right now, in this time in our lifetimes, the energy has moved up really high. And this is a time for you to totally embrace that gift, because it's gotten better, and that in the future, we're going to use it a lot. And people don't even understand that. So this is a time to look at it, embrace it, to pay attention to every little detail. And you'll get better and better at it as you just totally get these answers that come to you. And it's really a good feeling. Anyway, if your intuition, even if it's just a little bit or it's pretty high, let it keep growing, because it's going to give you everything that you need to know. And it's not something that you need to be afraid of, because it is a gift. It's a gift that we all have, men and women, but mostly women, because we've been really good at totally paying attention to every detail. So,
well, my intuition tells me that you guys are going to go out and work on it.
I love it.
And so thank you for coming and listening to us at Mother Phoenix Rising.
Thank you.
Bye.